Thank you for your time. Each subscription is a sign of support that I truly appreciate.
Virginia, late September 1781. 7,000 British soldiers trapped behind earthworks. French warships choke the harbor. Continental forces tighten their grip. General Cornwallis paces his headquarters, weighing impossible choices. Surrender means disgrace. Fighting guarantees slaughter. The endgame approaches. You're watching the birth of a nation, but nobody realizes it yet. Mud-caked soldiers dig trenches through darkness. Cannons roar through nights without pause. Frantic men pray for rescue ships that won't arrive. One Virginia tobacco port becomes history's hinge. Independence waits. Lieutenant James Duncan, Massachusetts Regiment, writes home, "Mother, I've marched 6 years for this moment. My boots have holes, my stomach aches constantly. But tomorrow, we attack British Redoubts. Tomorrow, I make our sacrifice mean something. Tomorrow decides our fate. Sieges aren't glorious, they're mathematics. Dig closer, bombard harder, wait for starvation." Yet, Yorktown crackles with electricity. Everyone senses finality approaching. British officers drink heavily. American privates sharpen bayonets obsessively. French artillerymen calculate trajectories. The final battle looms closer daily. This story begins not with armies, but with one man's miscalculation. General Cornwallis believed naval superiority guaranteed rescue. He fortified Yorktown, expecting Admiral Graves would control Chesapeake Bay. That assumption destroyed Britain's American empire. One mistake, fatal consequences. Stand on those ramparts today. Grass covers artillery positions where cannons once thundered. Tourists stroll peaceful paths, but close your eyes, hear cannon thunder. Smell gunpowder smoke. Feel desperation's weight pressing down. September 28th changed the world forever. Why does one battle matter more than hundreds of others? Because Yorktown combined perfect timing, French alliance, Washington's patience, Crown arrogance. Remove one element, the entire revolution fails. Victory required this precise convergence. Let's discover how impossibility transformed into reality. August 1781. Washington receives intelligence. Cornwallis occupies Yorktown. French Admiral de Grasse sails from Caribbean with 28 warships. If both armies march south immediately, they'll trap Britain's entire southern command. Speed determines victory. Hours matter now. Deception transforms into crucial advantage. British spies in New York report preparations for attacking that city. Washington wants them believing this completely. Meanwhile, American and French forces slip away southward, 450 miles through summer heat, moving faster than enemy intelligence tracks. Young Marquis de Lafayette, 24 years old, commanding Virginia operations, keeps Cornwallis contained within his fortifications. The aristocrat-turned-revolutionary writes Washington confidently, "The boy cannot escape me." His rapid maneuvers prevent enemy forces from advancing inland or receiving supplies desperately needed. Private Joseph Martin remembers, "We marched day and night, feet bleeding, officers revealing nothing about destination. Then rumors spread. Virginia, not New York. My heart soared. After 6 years fighting, perhaps we'd finally corner them. Perhaps freedom comes now." September 5th. Battle of the Capes. French and English fleets clash off Virginia's coast violently. For 2 hours, ships exchange devastating broadsides. Admiral Graves retreats toward New York, abandoning Cornwallis. The trap snaps shut before enemy commanders comprehend their predicament fully. That naval battle, not Yorktown's siege, decided the war's outcome. Without ships, Cornwallis cannot escape across water. Without reinforcements arriving by sea, provisions will eventually vanish. The Atlantic Ocean transforms into his prison. He just doesn't realize it yet. Doom approaches. Imagine 17,000 Allied troops converging on Williamsburg. French soldiers in white uniforms march alongside ragged Continentals. Some Americans lack shoes entirely. Others carry broken muskets. But determination transcends equipment. They've endured Valley Forge's frozen hell. This feels different. Final. Victory waits ahead. Jean-Baptiste de Rochambeau commands France's expeditionary force with aristocratic confidence. This general trusts Washington completely, unusual for European officers regarding colonial commanders. Their partnership demonstrates revolution's essence: merit surpassing birthright, competence replacing aristocratic privilege. A new world emerging. Inside Yorktown, Cornwallis holds strong positions, the town itself and Gloucester Point controlling York River. 8,000 troops wait: redcoats, loyalist militia, German mercenaries, skilled artillerists. Well supplied initially, but surrounded, outnumbered 2-1. The mathematics favor besiegers. Time works against defenders. British Captain Samuel Graham records, "His lordship appears confident, speaking constantly of Clinton's promised reinforcements, 5,000 sailing from New York. We strengthen redoubts daily, yet provisions grow concerning. Why hasn't Royal Navy returned? Unease spreads through ranks. Washington's staff works through night positioning forces in massive semicircle. French take left flank, Americans right. Artillery parks assemble desperately. Siege guns hauled from Philadelphia, French naval cannons brought ashore. Each 100-pound cannonball requires 6 horses pulling through mud. Every yard costs sweat." September 27th. Final preparations complete. Officers inspect trenching equipment nervously. Surgeons sharpen bone saws. Chaplains hear confessions. Everyone understands tomorrow begins the endgame. Some will die screaming. Others will witness empires collapse. None will forget what comes next. Dawn breaks, September 28th. Drums beat advance, flags, and snap in autumn wind. Washington raises his sword high. The order echoes down lines. Forward! 17,000 boots march toward destiny. The Siege of Yorktown begins. History holds its breath. Siege warfare follows savage mathematics brutally. First parallel trench dug 600 yards from enemy fortifications. Soldiers work through darkness, shovels scraping earth. Creating barriers before dawn exposes them to enemy fire. One cough alerts gunners. Cannonballs rain down like death. Baron de Viomenil directs French engineers under immense pressure, knowing one miscalculation means massacre. His hands shake drafting trench angles. Enemy artillery targets his command posts nightly. Sleep becomes impossible. Warfare transforms geometry into nightmare. Each calculation holds lives in balance. Corporal Stephen Olney crouches in darkness, digging frantically. My hands bleed through gloves. Enemy sentries patrol 50 yards away. If they hear us, grape shot shreds flesh instantly. But I dig anyway, thinking about my farm in Rhode Island, about freedom, about home. Redcoats fortified 2 advanced positions, Redoubts 9 and 10, jutting forward from main defenses, commanding crucial terrain. Their cannons sweep approaching ground with grape shot. These fortified positions must be eliminated before second parallel trenches advance closer. Capture them or die trying. No alternatives exist. The date, October 9th. 52. Allied cannons open bombardment simultaneously. Earth shakes violently. Smoke chokes visibility completely. Inside Yorktown, buildings collapse. Fires erupt everywhere. Cornwallis's headquarters takes direct hits. The systematic destruction begins. Methodical, relentless, terrifying. Hell descends. Hessian Lieutenant Stephen Popp writes desperately, "Bombardment continues without pause. We huddle in cellars like terrified rats. Wounded scream everywhere. Our cannons answer weakly. Ammunition runs low. Officers maintain discipline, but terror spreads like contagion through ranks." Washington personally fires the first American cannon, symbolic gesture witnessed by thousands of soldiers. The round shot arcs through sky, smashing enemy fortifications. Soldiers cheer wildly. Their commander shares danger, determination, unwavering hope. Leadership requires visible courage. He provides it willingly. Nightfall brings intensified horror to trapped defenders. Heated cannonballs, hot shot, ignite fires throughout Yorktown. HMS Charon, anchored in harbor, burns spectacularly. Flames climb rigging. Gunpowder magazines explode. The warship sinks, eliminating another potential escape route. The noose tightens further. Next morning, Cornwallis attempts counterattack desperately. Crown troops sortie against French positions, spiking several cannons with bayonets driven into touch holes. Temporary success tastes sweet briefly. Within 6 hours, French engineers repair damaged guns completely. Bombardment resumes heavier than before. Private Thomas Anbury watches his messmate die from smallpox horribly. The man's face erupts in pustules. He vomits blood, screams for water, dies choking on his own fluids. Disease doesn't care about uniforms or causes. Smallpox kills more efficiently than cannonballs ever could. Hamilton receives the order he's craved for years. 2 elite assault teams will attack simultaneously at nightfall. 400 American light infantry against Redoubt 10. French troops under Guillaume de Deux Ponts assault Redoubt 9. Coordinated attacks will maximize shock. Bayonets only. Alexander Hamilton, 26 years old, Washington's former aide seeking battlefield glory, finally gets his command opportunity. He'd lobbied intensely for this. Now responsibility overwhelms him completely. 400 men trust his leadership. Mistakes equal slaughter. Success equals immortality. Tonight decides his legacy. 8 o'clock. Darkness conceals Hamilton's advance perfectly. No musket fire. Bayonets only. They reach a body silently. Axes chop wooden obstacles. Enemy sentries spot movement suddenly. Alarm spreads. Muskets flash orange. Men scream. The assault explodes into violence. Sergeant Joseph Martin later recalls vividly, "I was first over the parapet. Redcoats fired point blank. My friend's skull shattered beside me, spraying brains. We pressed forward anyway, stabbing, screaming. 10 minutes felt like hours. Pure survival instinct drove us forward." Hamilton's men overwhelm Redoubt 10 in 9 vicious minutes of close combat. 9 Americans killed, 31 wounded. French assault proves harder. Redoubt 9 holds stronger defenses stubbornly. 27 French die, but they capture objectives within 30 minutes. Both redoubts secured completely. Engineers immediately incorporate captured redoubts into American siege lines overnight. Second parallel trenches extend within 300 yards of enemy main defenses. Artillery moves forward, relentlessly. Yorktown's mathematical doom becomes undeniable to everyone. Cornwallis finally comprehends reality. Rescue won't come. 2 days later, Cornwallis writes Clinton frantically, "My situation grows critical. We dare not show guns above parapets. Our works lie in ruins. This place's safety grows precarious hourly." Still hoping reinforcements sail from New York, hope dies hardest among commanders. The night of October 16th brings wild gamble from desperation. Plan: ferry troops across York River to Gloucester Point under darkness. Breakthrough blockade, march north to New York. First boats cross successfully. Then violent storm erupts. Thunder, lightning, winds scattering vessels everywhere. Crossing becomes impossible in the tempest. Troops already across return at dawn, soaked, defeated, humiliated. Even nature conspires against Crown escape attempts. Some officers whisper about divine intervention favoring rebels. Others cite meteorological misfortune. Either way, the final escape route closes forever. October 17th dawns differently. A drummer boy appears on parapet, beating parley, signal requesting negotiation. Cannon fire gradually ceases. Smoke drifts away. Officers meet between lines. After 6 years of bloodshed, war's end approaches, but pride complicates surrender terms. Negotiations continue through next day tensely. Cornwallis demands honors of war, marching out with flags flying, bands playing American or French tunes. Washington refuses coldly. Enemy troops march out with cased colors, playing their own marches. Humiliation matches American defeats previously suffered. British Captain Graham notes bitterly, "His lordship's pride suffers terribly. Surrendering to colonials violates our beliefs about empire, superiority, destiny. Yet starvation and bombardment leave no alternatives whatsoever. We've become prisoners of our own arrogance. The world inverts completely." Washington's headquarters that final night. Maps scattered across tables, candles flickering, French and American officers planning tomorrow's ceremony meticulously. 6 years of bloodshed, privation, sacrifice culminating here. Relief mixes with exhaustion. Independence remains unfinished business, requiring diplomatic closure. Outside, soldiers celebrate cautiously under starlight. Yorktown represents victory, not yet independence officially. Peace treaties remain unsigned. Crown armies occupy New York, Charleston. Still, something fundamental shifted tonight. The impossible transformed into inevitable. History pivots on Virginia soil. October 19th, 1781. 2 o'clock afternoon. Thousands line Hampton Road. American troops one side, French opposite. Flags rippling, bayonets gleaming, drums beating slow march. The surrender ceremony begins. History holds its breath collectively. 8,000 enemy troops march between these victorious lines slowly. They wear clean uniforms despite weeks under siege. Military pride demands proper appearance. Yet, faces show defeat's bitter taste clearly. Many weep openly. Their world collapses. Empire crumbles. The band plays "The World Turned Upside Down," perfectly fitting. Empire's natural order shattered completely. Rebellious colonials victorious, French rivals triumphant. All Britain cherished about destiny, superiority, invincibility lies destroyed beneath American boots. The impossible happened here. Cornwallis claims illness, refusing personal attendance cowardly. Brigadier General Charles O'Hara carries the sword instead. He attempts surrendering to Rochambeau, preferring French aristocrat over colonial upstart. Rochambeau redirects him toward Washington firmly. Protocol demands recognizing proper victor. Washington also refuses accepting surrender from subordinates personally. His deputy Benjamin Lincoln receives the sword instead. Lincoln had surrendered Charleston to enemy forces 18 months earlier. Now, roles reverse. Perfectly. Humiliation repaid precisely. Justice tastes sweet on this afternoon. Enemy soldiers lay down weapons in designated fields slowly. Many throw muskets violently, attempting to break them. Officers bark commands, maintaining discipline. Some troops curse Americans viciously. Others stand silent, tears streaming. Pride dies harder than soldiers do. French officer writes reflectively, "I watched these proud professionals transform into prisoners. Their suffering moved me, despite being enemies. War degrades everyone eventually. Victory tastes sweeter than defeat, certainly, but both leave permanent scars on souls." American soldiers maintain strict discipline throughout. No taunting, no celebration before defeated enemies. Washington insists on dignity absolutely. These enemy troops fought courageously. They deserve respect despite surrender. Honor transcends nationality. Magnanimity demonstrates strength, not weakness. Yet beneath formal ceremony, emotions roar through. American ranks powerfully. They remember Valley Forge's frozen misery vividly. Comrades killed, farms burned, families destroyed. Enemy surrender cannot erase memories, but validates sacrifice completely. Suffering wasn't meaningless after all. Freedom cost dearly. 8,000 prisoners captured. The human cost staggers comprehension. Fathers who'll never see children again. Sons buried in foreign soil. Wives receiving letters edged in black mourning. 400 enemy families mourn. 300 American and French families grieve. War consumes everyone. News spreads slowly across America through riders. Riders gallop toward Philadelphia carrying dispatches. "Cornwallis taken!" they shout through villages. Church bells ring spontaneously. People dance in muddy streets. Congress receives Washington's report October 24th. Celebration erupts nationwide. Britain's Prime Minister Lord North reportedly exclaims upon hearing news, "Oh God, it is all over." He understands. And what military officers deny, Yorktown destroyed political will, continuing war. Parliament will demand peace negotiations immediately. The American experiment survives against odds. Yet Washington cautions against premature celebration, wisely. Crown forces still control New York, southern ports. The Army requires maintaining until formal peace arrives. Vigilance must continue. Independence requires final diplomatic victory. not merely military success alone. Yorktown didn't immediately end Revolutionary War completely. Skirmishes continued sporadically. Peace negotiations dragged on interminably. Treaty of Paris wouldn't be signed until September 3rd, 1783, nearly 2 years later. But everyone knew Yorktown decided the outcome ultimately. Consider what 13 fragmented colonies achieved against impossible odds. They defeated the world's most powerful empire militarily. They created representative government based on Enlightenment ideals. They proved ordinary. People could govern themselves effectively. Yorktown transformed philosophy into reality permanently. This siege revealed modern warfare's emerging patterns clearly. Combined arms coordination, infantry, artillery, naval forces working seamlessly together, international alliances proving decisive, logistics and supply lines determining outcomes more than battlefield courage alone. A new era of warfare dawning. History textbooks rarely mention this truth. Yorktown succeeded because of countless unknown people laboring endlessly. Farmers feeding armies, blacksmiths repairing weapons, women nursing wounded, enslaved people building fortifications. Victory required everyone's sacrifice, not just soldiers' courage alone. Walk Yorktown battlefield today quietly. Stand where Hamilton's troops stormed Redoubt 10. Cannon thunder once shook ground beneath your feet. Enemy soldiers watched hope die here. Feel history's weight pressing down on your shoulders. Some moments genuinely change. The world forever. September 28, 1781. Washington's armies surrounded Yorktown. 3 weeks later, enemy surrender created American independence. Simple dates hiding monumental complexity, courage, sacrifice, strategy, luck, international politics, converging at this precise historical moment perfectly. Perhaps the real lesson transcends battles or tactics entirely. It concerns faith in ideals. Washington had faith victory was possible when others despaired. Soldiers had faith their cause justified sacrifice. A generation had faith ordinary people deserved self-government. That faith made America real.